Hi everyone! So, once again, I ask you to recall the ancient times of 2001, when Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out, and changed the face of book adaptations forever. Well, the Lord of the Rings helped, but let's face it, we all remember Harry Potter the fondest. At least I do, anyway. Just like Spider-Man and the X-Men paved the way for many Marvel movies, best-selling novels have been flooding cinemas ever since that fateful year. And as I implied in my review of the Mortal Instruments, many of those adaptations weren't very, well, good.
Are you not entertained?
Well, there were some exceptions.
Are you not entertained?
Well, if you let me finish!
Is this not why you were here?
Yes! Well, Maximus's little outburst actually segues into today's movie, The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, and while I will not try to spoil how certain scenes are executed in this movie, I might, so watch at your own risk, okay? So welcome to the second season of Short and to the Point, where I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. And while things are going to mostly be the same for this season, what is different this season is that I finally have a new editor! Say hi to the audience, Megan.
You have an audience?
Look, any snide comments and I'm not gonna pay you this season, okay?
Little brother, you do realize that I have a full-time job that I can leave for at any moment.
Just start the opening titles.
I'm gonna kill him to say please.
Always, kind of, negatives first. One, the movie's ending is a little underwhelming, unless you didn't read the book, and that's saying a lot because the movie otherwise takes full advantage of the fact that it can illustrate certain scenes differently from the book while still remaining true to it in the grand scheme of things, such as how it breaks away from Katniss's point of view in order to shed some light on President Snow's plans. Secondly, the human-on-human violence is a little hard to follow, though it is majorly improved over the first movie. I don't know if it's because the movie is just determined to keep its PG-13 rating or what, but that's a minor nitpick all things considered. And lastly, though there is a lot of build-up to them, the evil tributes are really underdeveloped. Okay, they weren't developed much in the first movie either, but at least in that film, the evil tributes had enough screen time so the actors could make an impression. Aside from that, however, I really enjoyed this movie. Everyone's acting was really great, with a few hiccups here or there. Jennifer Lawrence hasn't quite mastered the English scream, but she's getting there, and she's still likable as our heroine, Katniss Everdeen. There's also her sister, Prim, who is played by Willow Shields, who has gone from that hysterical little duck in the first movie to a more level-headed individual in this film, no doubt because she has the girl on fire as a sister. Everyone else really embodies their character, and even if there isn't much character to them, evil tributes, the people that have to play them are still well cast. Donald Sutherland is still menacing as the subdued President Snow, and then we have Philip Seymour Hoffman as Plutarch Heavensbee, who has an enjoyably smug presence about him as he is always thinking 2 steps ahead of everyone else. We also have Jeffrey Wright as genius inventor Beatty, and then there is Wires, who is played by Amanda Plummer, who seems to have mellowed out since robbing diners. I think my favorite newcomer, however, is Jenna Malone, who plays Johanna. She comes across as a more developed version of Clove, / unrestrained version of Katniss, and she does not take any crap from anybody, and I love her for that. And she is also the second funniest character in this movie, next to Effie, who needs no explanation. Another point of approval I have for this movie is that it feels like the story is naturally progressing, rather than a new plot simply happening because of rotten luck or because the world is always doomed or something like that. Okay, it's rotten luck that the president is evil, but it's not Chamber of Secrets rotten luck, in that Lucius Malfoy just happened to own Voldemort's diary. Shut up. Katniss and Peeta's act of defiance in the last movie might have seemed like a cop-out, but in this movie the consequences are far-reaching, as there are riots and a possible war brewing. If there is a theme in this movie, it's that all actions have consequences. Every time our heroes do something good, President Snow immediately fires back, and if our heroes manage to counter his counter move, he comes up with a brand new plan entirely, in this case being the third Quarter Quell, which forces Katniss and Peeta back into the arena. Suddenly, the Hunger Games are no longer just a gimmick, and the arena is far more sadistic this time around, resulting in Katniss and Peeta trying to survive it more so than the other tributes. Even though we knew how all these scenes would take place, the movie still executes them in a way that's very impressive and makes for a tense movie. For example, when an old man in District 11 does the three-finger salutes and the Peacekeepers whip out their batons, I actually thought, oh crap, when I saw it in theaters. And speaking of the Peacekeepers, I like the redesigns for their helmets. It makes it so we can't see their faces anymore, and in my opinion, they seem more intimidating that way. And it also makes it more impactful when we do see the face of a Peacekeeper, because it shows that they aren't just mindless drones, they're human like everyone else. That's Romulus Thread, who is played by Patrick Espett, and while he is a bit of a hammy actor, he still works with the escalated theme of this movie. Speaking of escalation, some scenes from the first movie are replicated in this film, but in my opinion, the replication feels kind of deliberate because the characters are making a bigger statement in this movie than they were in the last. Overall, Catching Fire is a better movie than The Hunger Games, and shows that there can be good book adaptations in this post-Harry Potter society. The stakes have been raised, and anything that seemed like a gimmick in the first movie came with a price in this film, and our heroes might not be able to pay it. I give this movie 8.8 rebellious symbols out of a possible 10, and if it's still in a theater near you, I say you should go and see it. If not, then get it on DVD, Blu-ray, piracy, whatever, and I hope you enjoy it. This has been short and to the point, and I review movies in 5 minutes or less, or your money back. Okay, Megan, take us out of here. Megan? Please?
Now, there you go.
It's gonna be a long season, everybody.